Alright, I'm just going to do a lesson video here on the flying fingers technique for the drums. Just for any death metal fanatics out there who want to start blasting and you can't really do it yet for whatever reason. You know, maybe you've got a learning block in the technique, or you just can't get it down the first time, I don't know. Not strong enough fingers, but whatever. So yeah, I'll just go about explaining the grip on the stick first. So, what you're going to want to do is, right, if you've done any kind of basic physics or engineering, then you'll know about a kind of lever system where you've got, like, say this is your lever, and that's your pivot point. Couldn't get that to balance. There you go. That's your pivot point, and the weight on the side, and it twists, spins around that point. Same thing when you're holding a stick, except instead of having the pivot underneath as with that, you've got it on top. So that's your thumb. You're going to need to have it, if you're looking down, it'll look like that, with your thumb actually facing up. So yeah, it pivots around there because if you think about it, the actual motion is up and down like that. Because what I used to do is, I would play with this part of my hand facing up, or like more towards the upper direction than my thumb was. So I was kind of playing like this, which isn't really very good because you've got the fulcrum on the sides of the stick instead, which doesn't really help you with the motion at all. In fact, it makes it really hard. But yeah, so that's what you want to do. That's how you want to hold the stick. You should probably hold it a tiny wee bit further forward than you would normally hold it, because I would normally hold it like here with that wee bit sticking out there, but then just to kind of speed up the technique, it does compensate some power. Excuse me. Yeah, it makes it hit slightly softer than you would normally. You can move it back and hit here and then hit really hard, but you'll be going really slowly, you'll be really sluggish. So it's another thing about finding the balance point. Sorry, I keep spinning this stick. I don't know why. But yeah, so you got to find the balance point. It's just best balance between speed and power, same as with the drum pedals when you're learning to do really quick double bass. Yeah, so just find that point, and then I'll run through the motion. Right, so basic motion, really slowly, is like this. As you can see, the stick's pivoting around my thumb. As I said earlier, it acts like a good fulcrum because it's on top as opposed to the sides, so I used to do it like this. Which worked for a while, but then I realised it's a really pish way of doing it, so I stopped. Yeah, it was actually, I seen, you know, Krim, however you say his name, the Swedishy guy who's now decapitated. I seen him playing like this, and he was going crazy fast, so I just tried it and it was actually much easier. And it stopped my hand cramping up as well, which is a problem I had a lot of the time when I was blasting too much. Yeah, so that's the motion really slowly. As you can see, my hand basically stays where it is, it's just my fingers that move. And it's not this finger that does anything, that's sort of supporting it there as well, just kind of stopping it falling in your hand, but it's not, you shouldn't really be applying much pressure with that finger either, just enough so that the stick doesn't fall out your hand. Yeah, so these two fingers are the ones that are applying most of the pressure. Essentially you're trying to smack it down as fast as possible and then just take it away, take your fingers away, and then if it hits the head, or the desk in this case, then it'll bounce back by itself and you don't really need to keep your fingers in contact with it at all times. If you've got a really loose head, you might want to use your thumb just to push it back a wee bit, but you shouldn't really need to do that at all. And your pinky just kind of hangs there, doesn't really do much at all. Really, I mean, it's not strong enough to do anything if you think about it. So yeah, that's your motion, really slow. And sped up. I fucked that up. There you go. For some reason, when I go really fast, it starts being more this finger, this one right here. See that one? It starts being more that one that does most of the pushing, and less your ring finger. Don't know why. It just helps for some reason. Yeah, so that's it. Flying fingers technique. In a nutshell, essentially. I will probably do some kind of blasting lesson in the near future so I can show you how you can actually apply this technique, but until then, just get it that good. Try and not do it on a desk. I'm just doing it on a desk because I lost my practice pad. So yeah, that'll do it for now. Until next time, catch you later.